My name is Jordan Hale, and if there is one thing I learned the hard way, it is this. Evil does not always come with a warning. Sometimes, it comes with a smile you have known for years. It happened in Indianapolis, on a freezing night that still clings to my bones. My sister Elise did not come home. Before I tell you what happened to her, you need to understand who Marcus was to us. He was not some random face. He was not a stranger. He was a boy we grew up with, but he was never really close to us at first. My mother was cautious around him. She used to say there was something in his eyes she did not fully trust, something that made her hesitate. Elise did not warm up to him quickly either. She kept a little distance at the beginning, unsure of the energy he carried. But Marcus had a way of making himself seem harmless. He would show up to help carry groceries. He would make polite conversation. He would act humble, soft-spoken, almost shy. Little by little, he broke down the walls we had around him. He learned our routines. He learned our weaknesses. He learned our trust. And eventually, he was allowed into our home. He sat at our dining table. He laughed with us. He joked with Elise. He ate my mother's cooking as if he belonged there. Looking back now, I see the manipulation. But back then, we saw a familiar face. A friend. A young man we believed needed support. So when he lied to us later, when he told us he had not seen Elise, we believed him. That trust was the biggest mistake of our lives. At first, I tried to convince myself Elise had stayed late at work. She was the responsible one, the one who texted back instantly, the one who never broke routine. But around 11:46 p.m., something in my chest tightened so violently that I could not ignore it. Fear, raw, heavy, paralyzing. I stepped outside. The neighborhood was silent, the kind of silence that feels wrong. Even the wind had stopped. I walked door to door, praying someone had seen her. When Ruth Callahan opened her door, she looked at me the way someone looks at a person standing on the edge of a cliff. Jordan, I saw Elise earlier tonight. My heart pounded so hard it hurt. She continued. She told me she was having trouble with Marcus. She said he had been taking money from her, over $8,000. I stared at Ruth, stunned. Marcus Reed was not a stranger. He had grown up around us, gradually slipped into our lives, gradually became someone we believed we understood. But we never really knew him, not the real him. He told us earlier he had not seen Elise all day. Now I knew he was lying. Ruth added, Elise did not want him arrested. She was planning to bring an officer tomorrow to scare him into stopping. But tomorrow never came. I called the police. Their expressions changed the moment I mentioned the money. Within an hour, they found something that made my stomach twist violently. Marcus had rented a new apartment, paid in full. Using Elise's stolen money, the officers stormed the place. They called me when they found Elise's phone wrapped in a pillowcase and hidden under his bed. That was the moment I broke. My knees gave out. My throat closed. I could not breathe. Because I knew she was not coming home. Marcus cracked under pressure. His first confession was a lie. He said they argued. He pushed her. She fell, hit her head, died instantly. He panicked and dumped her body in the woods. But nothing prepared me for the truth. The detective called me back at 3:19 a.m. His voice was trembling. I will never forget that. Jordan, I am sorry. But this is different. Elise's body had been found in the woods behind an abandoned rail yard. Not intact, not whole, not peacefully lying where she fell. Marcus had dismembered her. At night, in the cold, alone, piece by piece, like she was not a human being, like she did not have dreams, jokes, a favorite song, a future. I remember screaming. I remember collapsing against the wall. I remember begging God to let this be a mistake. But monsters do not make mistakes. They make choices. My mother, Janet, heard the truth 2 days later. She did not survive the shock. Her heart simply stopped. We buried her next to Elise. 3 graves, 1 month, 1 family destroyed. And Marcus? He was taken to court quietly, without our knowledge, and we are fighting with everything we have to keep him locked away forever. I think about that night every time someone knocks on my door. Every time a familiar face smiles at me. Every time I walk down a hallway alone. Because the scariest part of my story is not the murder. It is the fact that we allowed him in. We trusted him. We welcomed him. And he used every bit of that trust to destroy us. Sometimes, the people you trust are the ones who turn the key and let the darkness in. So as you welcome people into your home, old friends, new friends, anyone at all, please be careful. Let your kindness be wide, but let your guard be wider. I learned that lesson in the quiet hours of the night, when my world ended. And if this story stayed with you, even for a moment, if it made your chest tighten, or your room feel a little too quiet, then do one thing for me. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs the reminder that not every danger knocks loudly. And drop a comment, your thoughts, your fears, your own experience. Most importantly, subscribe to True Fear Files and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story that slips into the night. Just like this one. Stay safe, stay watchful, and remember, the darkness is always closer than you think.